So everyone's talking about how Hank Green from SciShow used AI, and I wanted to weigh in partly because finding out about the situation, also learned that he had past beef with the knitting community. I don't know a lot about knitting, so I wasn't aware that there was a larger extant community on YouTube, and that furthermore they had beef with Hank Green. But it's not super surprising given that there are various things tied to Hank Green and SciShow, including his endorsement of AI and the pronouncement of LLMs as sentient, and that we should just submit to our robotic overlords in a admittedly liberal sort of framing, mind you, but at the end of the day, it's still basically techno-feudalistic. At least there are undertones of that. Furthermore, there was a transphobic video they did as well. So this carries over into work that I do more broadly, which has to do with nature as preyed upon by science under capitalism developing into itself vis-a-vis Cartesian thought. Something that Mary Shelley would highlight in her novel The Modern Prometheus, aka Frankenstein. You can see this kind of thing playing out through a implicit to overt sexism that is framed as science superior, nature not. And it plays out in a variety of ways: patriarchy, racism and settler colonialism, Cartesian thought, heteronormativity, and capital and science are basically the same thing in a modern sense, because modern science, vis-a-vis Francis Bacon and Rene Descartes, led to the Cartesian Revolution and what Patel and Moore call a capitalist ecology that basically pits thinking beings against extended beings. So that kind of thing is reflecting quite deeply in Hank, who, using AI, is basically saying, okay, I'll use this technology that at this point it's quite well understood that it's bad for the environment, it's racist, it preys upon the global south, and it has a variety of other things that it does domestically and around the world that, for all intents and purposes, is bad. And science, more broadly, has a tendency of overlooking very bad things, genocidally speaking, ecocidally speaking, if it can be perceived as quote unquote progress, which tends to tie to the profit motive. So Hank Green doing this is basically the modern Prometheus. He's Victor Frankenstein. Kind of a dick move, honestly. I'm anti-AI myself, and I think that that sucks.